Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to thank you all again for tuning into the podcast. Thank you for watching us on YouTube, all our supporters. However you're viewing this content or hearing this content, thank you. Continue to hit us up in the email box. That's in the description box. And you can just send in your suggestions. I'm responding back to an email. This is a suggestion. And they wanted me to cover the recent elections for, they call it the gubernatorial to national, all that good stuff. And they said specifically Georgia and Florida. So y'all already know where I'm going with this. So I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. I'm going to go ahead and hit you up with the content. Give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the bell icon for when I drop new videos. So, here it is, 2018. We're still having the first this. And what I mean by that statement, the first, whatever you follow it behind. Because normally what we had is old, middle-aged, entrepreneurial white men run this country like a business, and bled it dry like a business, and screwed over the employees like a business. We're still in this 2018 now. Don't forget 1969 Civil Rights Act. Don't forget 1865 Emancipation Proclamation, and all those documents in between. 1911, 1913. You know, all those amendments being drafted onto the Constitution. We're still there. You understand? We're still within striking distance of that. Let's not think that was 200, 300, 400 years ago. 1865 to 1965 is only 100 years, people. That's two generations. That's two 50-year-old people. One was born in 1865. 50 years later, he had a kid, and that kid, you know, is 1865, and then that person has a kid in 65. My dad was born in 69. You get my drift? Okay. And he's the youngest of 10. So I have uncles who was born, 15 years before he was. So they remember. So anyway, not to hit y'all with memory freaking lane. And Andrew Gilliam and Stacey Abrams or Barbara Abrams or somebody from Georgia and Florida will be the first two African-American governors of those two states. One being the first African-American female, one being the first African-American male. Well, the first African-American is already at the top. But remember my statement beforehand, the first. In 2018, we gotta stop having the first, man. Do you understand what I'm telling you? We gotta stop having the first. It is starting to get ridiculous. Here in the Olympics, we have the first the first black boxing medal. I'm like, come on, man. How are we still in 2018 and we're still having the first this and the first that? That shows you that change is slow. Change is slow. Change is slow, man. And so the election comes around and everyone is like, I'm not joking, everybody is sucking the penis of Gilliam and Abrams. Gilliam of Florida and Abrams of Georgia. They're running in these respectful states. And I watched some of the debates just so I can get the background and get my information straight. Now, all this rhetoric, back and talk, making other people seem insignificant, you got to understand, that's the Deep South player. And as multicultural as Florida wants to be, Florida, though it's half Spanish speaking, is ran by a buttload of Caucasian males. And then Georgia, like, come on, player. Georgia? You think you're going to get a black governor in Georgia? Okay, so they're urging everyone, even people in my own community, you need to go out and vote. Get out there and vote. You need to vote. Hey, look, everybody votes, B. And when I mean everybody, take into account who people are, not who they're voting for, but what type of people are voting. Everybody is not voting for, let's put the new westbound exit on I-95. No. Some of these people who are voting, not some, but most of these people who are voting have ties to Klansmanship, have ties to bigotry rooted enterprises, have old money. They ain't got old money, they got old money. Not old money, like old money. Money so old, you owe people how old it is. You owe an explanation to explain to them how old my money is. These are the people that are voting. And then don't forget, a lot of the percentages of these people who can't vote are convicted felons. They just happen to be, that's how Georgia, man, if you got a felony on your record, you get stripped the right to vote. And who are the people who are most likely to be incarcerated? Blacks and Latinos. Come on, man. Like, come on, bro. Me and my SA friends, me and my Hispanic fans, my friends, we sit down and we talk. We do talk. My wife, who's Hispanic, we sit down and we talk. And we express these things like, this has never changed. You need another 100 years before you start getting over the first this and the first that. This is ridiculous. So anyway, this guy Gilliam is running against a guy named DeSantis. Now, coincidentally, DeSantis is the guy who's in charge of voter registration. Huh? Y'all heard me correctly. The guy who Andrew Gilliam is running against is in charge of voter registration. You're telling me the guy I'm running against is in charge of counting the tickets? Yes, he's in charge of counting the tickets. So what you think was gonna happen? What they wanted to do was to get people hopes up. We're gonna keep it as close as possible, but we're gonna let him win by 10,000, 100,000, 20,000 votes to make it look like it was too close to call it. But when you put the numbers up, it was evidence. And this guy has already been, I think it was convicted or indicted on voter registration fraud. Like, people were caught registering people who were dead. I'm just saying, who knows, right? My parents were like, you should go out and go vote. And I do my due diligence. And I also do the other part. I say this: stop trying to have a seat at these people's table. Okay? It is time to form your own community within this community. You have to start forming your own. You have to form your own city, and don't let nobody in. They don't want nobody at their tables. It's cool to win the House of Reps. That's fine. You had the first Somali refugee get elected into the House of Representatives. Congratulations. But she will never make it to the Senate. She will never make it as a governor. She will never be president. Ever. That is dead. The only people who are going to be presidents of the United States are people who are of Caucasian descent or have very close ties to the Caucasian people. Anybody who was listening to African Bombada and actually enjoyed that song, you are not going to be the president of the United States. Get that out your head. You have to be whitewashed. Your favorite artist has to be Barry Manilow. You got to get over this. There's no possible way. I don't ever see it happening. I don't ever see it happening. Listen to me. Listen to me. I don't ever see it happening. They will never have a Barack Obama, no offense. He was the last black president. He was the last. Unless something changes. Now, of course, they did vote on a couple of other, like on the questions on your voter registration ticket. They do vote on certain questions. Like, they say, do you want convicted felons who served their time to receive their right to vote after a certain amount of time? I say yes. Give it back to them. What's the worst they gonna do? See, but I don't see that becoming an issue not until later. All I say is this: if you want to stop seeing some of the same, you gotta get out and register yourself Because Georgia is like, they're doing this thing called exact match. Meaning your name, like when you go to vote in Georgia, or it's like 8 other states who did the same thing. If your name is Swashadusagosin and 1 letter is off, you can't vote. I'm just saying, stay on top of these things. Of course, everybody say the Democratic Party, oh, they're doing good. They got up into, we got the House, but we don't have the Senate. My thing is this. You don't always have to vote Democratic or Republican. There's plenty of other people who you can write in. You just gotta get down behind them and support them. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the content, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, of course, you can always leave a comment in the comment section below. I'm going to leave my contact in my Instagram inside the description box. You guys, stay tuned for more uploads.